Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of August 1st. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and get into it here, Taurus, and let's see what we have going on. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Do hope you're having a good start to this Leo season, as we are in the middle of summer here. All right. That looks just about good enough to me. And I'll also take 3 of these Oracle cards to clarify as we go along. All right. Leo. I'm sorry, not Leo. It's Leo season. Taurus. So you do have the Leo card showing up here. There's something about Leo. I think it's just the fact that we're in that season now and we're looking at that period of time. But so there's something here that it would be wise for you to not ignore in your life. And I do not say that to scare you. It looks like it's a very good thing. There's been a transformation that you've been looking to make here. Okay, this has been long in the making. This has been sort of waiting in the wing, if you will. This has been waiting for you here. This has been in the works, this transformation. And this could be around knowledge. This could be around expertise. It could be about business. It could be about leadership, communication. There's something here in those areas that you are looking to transform at this time. And trust what you feel about this. I do think I'll want more clarifications as we go along, but there's something here from the past coming back in that is coming back in for review. And we'll talk about this more as we go along, and we'll get some more clarifications on what that might be for you. So let's just dive in. But in the overall message, you do have the High Priestess here. So this is a card associated with sort of esoteric wisdom, or we could just say knowledge or wisdom generally. But you can see that they have this book in their hand. In other illustrations, the High Priestess is holding a scroll, indicating spirituality, wisdom. Maybe you're doing things like tarot cards, zodiac, astrology readings. Maybe you're doing other things like energy readings, or maybe you are somebody who studies psychology, or maybe you are involved in some sort of group or something like that. But all of those sorts of things can sort of come into play with the High Priestess. But the High Priestess, more importantly than all of that, the High Priestess asks you to trust your gut. Trust your intuition, because your intuition will be right almost 100% of the time. Right? There are almost like no 100% in real life, but like you're to get the High Priestess, it's like your intuition will probably be a better guide forward than other things. So that's kind of the message when you get the High Priestess. But in the past here, you have the Death card as well as the King of Swords. So the Death card brings about a transformation, and it's interesting. I think this is a cross. I don't know, but you can see this is the Hierophant in the background here. But you can see the sort of symbol is the same. And so for me, it doesn't matter what it really means in terms of like from the tarot perspective. And actually there's the Hierophant in the background. But doesn't matter what it means from a tarot perspective. What it means for me right now is that there's a transformation in these intuitive areas, in these areas representing knowledge, representing wisdom, representing High Priestess stuff, as well as the King of Swords here, which the King of Swords is a card associated with subject matter expertise, like being an expert in a subject matter like any sort of topic for work or anything. This is somebody who is a business leader. This is someone associated with business. This is also a communicator. Somebody who is, as a quality of a person, they'll really give you a fair shot. They'll help you get from point A to point B. They probably won't take an emotional interest in you, but they'll help you with all of those things. And it's really a card of, you could also just say that the King of Swords is successful. There's someone that will be honest with you. And so I think that you are making transformations in these areas, okay, in your life. I also think maybe this is outside of what is traditional. The Hierophant in the background, the Hierophant represents tradition. I like to say that the Death card represents kind of the old guard falling away and the new guard coming in, or the new wave or the new energy coming in. And again, this illustrates that the Death card doesn't have to be negative. In fact, the Death card very rarely, or if at all, is associated with death and dying. If you research that card, it's actually very positive because it's like a new wave of energy coming in. And so I think that there's been transformations in these areas for you. I think you should trust your gut in the way that you feel about this. In the future, you do have the Strength card as well as the Six of Cups. This is something I'll want to get some more clarity on, but the Strength card it's obviously Leo energy. I've said that a few times now. It is a card associated with bravery, with confidence, with going the distance, but more importantly, kind of overcoming internal obstacles and not allowing some sort of internal struggle or internal situation to hold you back from your dreams or your goals, but instead being able to successfully surmount those. You have this here with the Six of Cups, which is something from the past coming back in for review. It could also ask you to maybe stop to smell the roses, so to speak, or kind of stay in the now, stay in the present, and not spend too much time in the past. So it's almost like I think that there's an issue that and when I say issue, it just might have been a challenge from the past that is going to come back in here in the future. But with the presence of the Strength card, you will successfully work through that challenge. That's kind of what I feel like is going on. And trust yourself with the High Priestess in the middle on what it is that you need to do to kind of jump over that hurdle. Let's go ahead and get some more cards here. So you have the Seven of Cups, you have the Fool, you have the Lover's card, and you have the Sun. All right, so this might be relationship related. I remember I said I do wonder what this challenge is that's coming back in. It's possible, let's see here. It's possible that some of you were in a relationship in the past where you weren't really fully able to express yourself, and you now know in the future, this is if I'm talking to you and you're single, you now know in the future that that's not something you're going to take anymore. This is like a non-negotiable for you now. Like any person that you decide to date or enter into a relationship with, you need to be able to fully express yourself to them, and you just fully express yourself generally. I feel like some of you now have non-negotiables in relationships if you're single. If you're in a relationship, it's possible that you're having strong communication and a transformative situation between you and your significant other around communication, expression, doing these sorts of things. I think that this could absolutely be on the table for some of you. And this is maybe nerve-wracking or something that causes anxiety, but it's probably because you care about having the conversation. On the other sort of side of this, there are transformations here in another area of your life. You have an important choice to make. The Fool and the Seven of Cups. The Fool represents a powerful new beginning. It's like the power of all four aces in one card. The Fool's only comes forward when you're ready in a tarot reading, and I mean that. It really only comes forward when you're ready to start something big and start something new, because the Fool is like the chain reaction in the tarot. It starts off everything. It's the catalyst that kind of, you can't get to the world without first starting with the Fool, right? Without first taking the leap, which is what the Fool does. This is also connecting with your child self, kind of viewing the world as if you were brand new again when you get the Fool, especially with the Six of Cups here in the past. You then have the Seven of Cups, which is an abundance of choice. It's optionality. It is knowing where to go from here. And, this Seven of Cups here, there may have been something confusing. There's been a transformation. Transformations can be scary or challenging, but they're obviously necessary. And so it's like maybe there's been a little bit of like, maybe there's been a struggle with finding maybe there's been like a struggle around embracing the transformation. There's maybe been a clarity issue around this for you. But there's definitely, the thing about the Sun is it provides clarity. So the Seven of Cups is something that's unclear, confusing, like there are so many different directions you can go with the Seven of Cups, but the Sun is like, nope, I'm going to shine my light on what is true. And so that provides clarity. And so I feel like, you're getting clarity here in the future. Let's go and take a look at these 3 oracle cards. Okay, so you have helpful people, weight, and romance. Definitely like this. I mean, I definitely feel like there are some, like it's like a leveling up type feel, like you're leveling up in your romantic situation, in your love situation in life, whether that's like maybe you're already married or you're in a relationship already, or you're single. I think that you are leveling up in these areas. I also think that in another front here, if you're not in the love story here, it's almost like there's somebody in your corner, and this person would be like wise. This person would be trusted. They might even be well respected, and some of you may take some of you may like learn under this person. There are no, I don't really see any traditional cards of apprenticeship here, but it's like possible that some of you may learn under this person. Let's go and take some more cards. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as less than 50% of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed. So it really does help my channel grow. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So you have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Swords. All right, so, the Queen of Wands is, well, first, the relationship situation looks very good here with the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like a perfect partnership or a soul union. It's like two people bonded in this lifetime. It's a deep, deep, deep partnership. And especially when you have it with the Lovers card, there is something here about you pausing, like taking a moment. With the Four of Swords, you can see this person's in a period of rest, recovery, healing. They're even praying here as well. And they're kind of, recovering from some sort of situation or taking a moment to pause. And you have it with that Weight card. So it's almost like, they're just like, I would also say that there are no really like other indicators of impulsivity, but I would just caution you to make any impulsive moves here because of this idea of reflection, of pausing, of waiting. Strike while the iron is hot instead of trying to force it. And you have this Queen of Wands as well in the background, or in the past. The Queen of Wands is asking you to be your authentic self. It's a card of attraction, and it says that you can attract whatever it is that you want into your life at this time, but you must be yourself. Let's see what else we have here. So you have the Three of Wands, and you have the Queen of Cups. So I was waiting to see the Queen of Cups card. I knew that was going to come in. You have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups are very similar, okay? For me, they're the two most intuitive cards in the tarot. And both cards can also be associated with therapy or therapists in your life. And I said, maybe some of you are doing some deeper psychological work here, Taurus, with a therapist, or maybe you are studying psychology, or you are studying your natal chart, your zodiac messages. Some of you may be doing deeper work, maybe even with tarot. Some of you could be doing that at this time, and you could find some real healing here. It's also just, if that's not resonating, this is about intuition, trusting your gut. Lastly, you have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is taking something to the next level. It's sort of growth and expansion on the horizon, realizing that you have the entire ocean in front of you. It's a card that makes you excited, or that can make you excited for something big. Yeah, at the top of the pyramid, you have the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer, the sign Cancer. And so you have the Strength card number 8 and the Chariot number 7 here. And so both cards deal with overcoming obstacles. The Chariot represents overcoming an external obstacle, and so I do think that you are kind of moving out of internal fears, moving away from external fears, and you're just conquering right now. I feel like you're conquering this issue here. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Swords. Some of you are afraid to lose what you have in a relationship, whatever type of relationship it is. And I would say just whatever is meant for you will simply find you, and whatever is meant for you cannot be taken away from you. And so do not allow the fear of separation to hold you back from expressing yourself here. So thank you so much for being here, Taurus. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.